Okay, y'all. So one thing that Representative Nancy Mace is always going to pull is a stunt. For her to technically be so against the LGBTs and the alphabets, this is a stunt queen if I ever seen one. Okay. Y'all know the girls like to pull a good stunt, okay? So, I don't know if you've heard, but apparently Nancy Mace was accosted. I just found out about this yesterday when I was listening to an episode of T.S. Madison. Okay, that's my girl. Love me some T.S.
You want me to go check?
Yeah. Right. You the only man in this house.
Wait a minute. You and I are here.
But the illusion is that of a woman. Don't you leave this house thinking anything else.
That's right.
You and I both were born male. But the illusion is that of a woman. And there we have it.
Anyway, so I had not been keeping up with the latest Nancy Mace news. Unfortunately, though, this stuff is kind of hard to avoid hearing about if you're online at all. Suffice it to say, she was at an event at the Capitol. It was meant to honor a foster care youth advocate, and according to her, she was attacked. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Nancy Mace, pictured here. Oops, wrong photo, my bad. Oh, here she is. Oh, no, that's the wrong picture, too. Oh, my God, how do I keep screwing this up? Oh, my gosh. Let me try again. Okay, here she is. There we go. She alleges that she was accosted by a quote-unquote pro-trans man, a different foster care youth advocate named James McIntyre. So T.S. Madison was speculating that the guy is actually a female to male, so born a female, transition to male.
This is a trans man. Because ain't no cisgender heterosexual man up there accosting you, lady.
I don't know if that's true or not. I tried looking that up but couldn't find anything on it. If it is true, it's pretty funny considering that this, according to Nancy Mace, is who should be in the female bathroom with her. What I personally find so disturbing about all of this, which is another thing that T.S. was pointing out, that this is very typical Karen behavior. There's definitely a tendency I've noticed among some women to play the victim in order to get their way, to get sympathy, to get people on their side. It's very much an intentional emotional manipulation tactic. Using someone else's sympathy against them to get them to do what you want or to see things the way you want them to see them. Nasty work. You know, that's what the kids say these days. Nasty work. So basically, T.S. Madison made a really good point. And T.S. Madison, by the way, I love her because she is a person who's very authentic and comfortable with who she is as a trans woman. And watching her has helped me to be more confident and embrace who I am as well. So I really admire her. I think that she's been through a lot and it's made her a better person. But anyway, she made this really great point. I think the reason she pointed out that this person may be female to male, transgender born or female, is because, let's be real, society is more lenient towards the female to males, but they tend to get more triggered and more upset by male to females, people born male who transition to female. And the way that Nancy Mace worded her tweet, first of all, she used the word accosted. Accosted doesn't usually mean physically assaulted. It basically means someone confronting you. It's usually used in the context of say a person accosted by reporters or accosted by people questioning them about something, not actually assaulted. So she's deliberately giving herself some plausible deniability. But she also, in this tweet, refers to the person who attacked her as a pro-trans man, and then goes on to say something about standing up to standing up to trans violence or something like that. So she's deliberately dog whistling to people's prejudice against male to female trans women, deliberately implying that she was the victim of violence at the hands of male to female transsexuals, like T.S. Madison, like myself, which wasn't the case. But she was intentionally trying to get people riled up by implying that and paint herself as the victim of us horrible people. But personally, if people like Nancy Mace want to do that, I think I'm all for it. Go ahead. I think whenever people play those kind of games, they ultimately end up exposing themselves for exactly what they are.
Here's how you gotta watch how motherfucking hoes will play in your face if you allow them to. This is the one time that she respected a pronoun.
Right.
And called him
a man.
A man.
Right.
Because what she was trying to do, she dog whistles to those lap dogs that are trying to hear. So now all of a sudden you respect the pronouns when it's beneficial to you.
Right. Because you want to insinuate that a man
has attacked you.
Exactly.
Bitch, why your arm in the brace? Yes, that is a big man. But that used to be a woman. Now, according to y'all, when y'all start talking about me, because I'm finna throw all y'all shit in y'all face today.
He still has a lot of estrogen.
According to them. According to y'all, when y'all talking about me,
that's woman on woman right there.
That's woman woman on West female on female.
Come on, somebody.
Make it plain, Pastor. When y'all talking about me, that was a female that gripped another female.
That's right.
Now y'all scream out all the time about how y'all be protect, but then y'all incite shit, but then hide behind, oh my God, I'm a woman. You do it all the time, white or black, you do it. It's crazy that she acknowledged that she acknowledged her manhood,
right,
when it was convenient for
this
her.
time. But she would have called the police if she saw that man in the restaurant with her.
Well, I'm gonna tell you when the white bitch called the police. Remember when Nancy Mace claimed someone spray painted the outside of her house the same week she posted this picture of her cooking near 2 cans
of spray paint. Now, mind you, she in there cooking with the spray can. So we got to realize who we talking about here.
Who we dealing with?
Who we're dealing with here. And by her own words, she was accosted. But because y'all dumb.
What are they?
You're dumb, hateful, evil, mean-spirited motherfucking hoes. You're dumb. You heard that this woman was attacked by a tranny. Because she said pro-trans. You heard she was attacked by a man. Your earlobes told you that was a woman in distress. When she posted that motherfucking tweet, all the people under the comment section started weighing trans people down.
Of course they did. That was her intention.
Yes, they were wearing trans people down. They're violent. All they want to do is abuse women. They hate women so much. And because that was her dog whistle.
Yeah, absolutely.
She knew what she was doing in that. She knew what she was doing so hard in that situation. This is her house. And mind you, is that the porch and the outside?
Yeah, the porch, the porch, the sidewalk.
The sidewalk?
Yeah.
Is it on a house? In the early morning hours of Memorial Day, my home where I'm raising my 2 children. Look, there she go again.
Right.
You see a dog whistling again? My home where I am raising my 2 children was vandalized with Antifa symbols and profanity. She dog whistled.
Yeah.
She rallied up the people that don't live for the girls.
Mm-hmm.
It worked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She came back to work. That somebody put that arm brace was egregious. That arm brace
was just simply egregious. Yes, it was.
That taking pictures of outside your house and writing in the comment in the caption, your children were in the house. Egregious.
Yeah.
Nancy, if you know anything about her, and I clocked this pretty quickly, and then everything I've found out about her since then pretty much confirms it. This is a woman who wants to be the star. Reminds me of like Roxy from Chicago, like very intent on doing whatever she has to do to get attention, to be the star that she's always wanted to be. I think she thinks that this is her like Anita Bryant moment, that this is what's going to turn her into the next big name politician, and the sky is the limit for her career. And Nancy, I am so sorry to tell you, but you're not that girl, okay?
I just came back from the dead and they told me, you still not that girl.
And something that I find pretty telling, there's an interview she did recently where she made a statement about the transgender congresswoman that she is trying to get banned from using the women's bathroom. She said something about like that this is a man who thinks he's my equal. A man who thinks he can put on a dress and makeup and be my equal. I found that very, very telling. Honestly, my response, if I could like say something directly to Nancy after that quote, is I am so sorry that the world has made you feel like you're disposable. I am so sorry that you have felt so used and replaceable in your life as a woman, that you've found out the hard way that people don't treat you as special as you feel that you deserve to be treated, that you have felt the need to compete with other women so much in your life and gotten the message that you're not good enough because you yourself have internalized the idea that you're not good enough. And now the only thing that you really have that makes you feel like someone is to be able to tell yourself, at least I'm above those people. At least I'm not like that woman or that woman. At least I'm not that social freak. How dare these trans people try to take that one sense of superiority that I have away from me. I am sorry that that's been your life. Because on some level, I think she is kind of a victim of society, like a lot of women are. But there's a point where you stop being the victim and you become the villain, which is what she has done, in the worst possible way. Okay, obviously I wasn't at this event with the foster care youth, so I don't know what happened. The witnesses that saw the interaction between her and her alleged attacker
said that Nancy Gates is a motherfucking bold-faced, big trap jaw, He-Man trap jaw ass fucking lie.
All that happened was a handshake, and the guy said something to the effect of, her hate campaign against trans people affects foster care youth. They are transgender foster care youth, people who need help, whose life you are potentially making a lot harder by stirring up hatred against them. According to Nancy Mace, this guy shook her hand so hard that she needed to wear an arm brace. Maybe that happened the way Nancy Mace said that it did. Maybe. But if it didn't, think about this. I looked up the person that she accused of being her attacker, this guy named James McIntyre, who was in foster care as a child himself, was horribly abused, adopted by a family, abused by that family, and placed back in foster care, sexually assaulted multiple times, went from home to home, has had a terrible life, and has apparently devoted his life to trying to help other vulnerable children not have to go through that, to advocate for those children, to get them help. And this person, Nancy Mace, is so desperate for attention and power that she is willing to potentially ruin this guy's life just so she can get on TV and get a few headlines. And in her delusional mind, become some sort of political star, become the next Sarah Palin or whatever it is. Which, again, as I said before, Nancy, you're not that girl. I'm so sorry.
You're still not that girl.
It really kills me because the people who are okay with this, or the people who approve of this kind of behavior from people like Nancy Mace, these are the same people that think that someone like Hillary Clinton is the epitome of evil. And I'm not here to debate politics with you. I don't know the ins and outs of every political decision a person has made in their life, but most of the speculation that someone like Hillary Clinton is the epitome of evil, okay, is based on speculation people have about like where she gets her money from. And what if she's in bed with this nefarious character? What if she is corrupt in this way? Speculation, okay? This is the most evil woman who ever lived, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton.
Figured maybe if you came in and during the 2016 election, I could talk to you like a person and maybe say to the Earth Dog audience, this is a cool woman. She really cares. Maybe you don't get her 100%, but she cares. She's devoted her life to public service. She's a public servant. She likes people.
And there are people that are eager to believe this, whether they have any actual knowledge about the situation or not. And a lot of these are the same people who are okay with Nancy Mace. They're okay with the person who has probably had a pretty cushy life and is very economically privileged, bullying and ruining the life of someone who has been through hell and is actually trying to do something to help people in the world. Who's really evil? All I'm saying is be consistent. Call out actual evil behavior, whether it's from someone that's on your side or on the other side. And again, we don't know that this is what happened. We don't know that Nancy did do this villainous thing of trying to ruin someone's life for attention. We don't have any video footage, at least not yet, of her interaction with this alleged attacker. But let's look at what we do know about Nancy Mace. This is a woman who requires every person on her staff, even people who don't work in communications, to pitch at least one tweet idea for her every day. This is the woman whose biggest priority as an elected representative for her community, who has been sent to Congress to represent the needs of her community. Her number one priority is getting on camera. This is a woman who calls her staffers at midnight on Christmas Eve to ask why she hadn't been on TV more during that week. This is a woman with a reputation for wanting as much spotlight as possible. I even saw a clip, and I'm going to try to look for this. If I find it, I'll put it in the video. I saw like a news clip about how allegedly whenever there was like a protest or something going on outside of the Capitol, she wanted to go outside in hopes that one of the protesters would punch her and that there would be a picture of her getting punched on TV, on the news. She wanted to get punched in the face, to get attention, to paint a narrative about the other side, to get on Fox News or whatever. Is it that much of a stretch to think that someone who's willing to do that and who was advised against it would decide, maybe I should get creative. Maybe I should just make up an attack. I mean, my God. But yeah, what else do we know about her? We know that like her entire staff left her at one point and went to the media to complain about the level of toxicity in the workplace. Something that's also very telling to me is whenever her ex-communications director responded to one of her tweets, but it was the most vicious read ever. Basically calling her out for being someone that's just doing this for attention, and also referring to her cheap hooker-inspired boob job. Imagine how bad you have to treat someone to make them end up saying something like that. To go balls to the wall and just tell you exactly how much they fucking can't stand you. This ex-staffer is a person that's been wanting to cuss her out for years. Trust me. I think what we all need to remember right now as human beings is that the people that are in power, that have control over our lives, people like Nancy Mace, who have these horrible motivations, selfish motivations, are deliberately dividing us against each other for their own gain. I had a comment on one of my videos yesterday from a guy who's a MAGA conservative, and at first I thought about responding to his comment by asking him, how can he support MAGA when he himself has dated trans women, and MAGA has, the ideology has so much vitriol towards transgender people. Then I was talking to a coworker today about it, and I kind of had the realization that, well, maybe he feels like the other side, the Democrats and the people that voted for Kamala, that they are attacking people like him, that they have a very negative opinion about straight white men or that sort of thing. Maybe he feels just as justified in being angry at the other side. Something that this coworker of mine preaches to, and is helping me to see, is that we are all the same ultimately. We may appear to be different, from different groups, and we may maybe vote for different people or have different beliefs, but it's because we're all motivated by the same things and we all believe in fairness and that sort of thing. And if I were born in that commenter on my video's body, I would probably feel the same way, because I'm a human being who responds to feeling like people are against me, just like he would probably respond the same way if he were in my shoes. That is a fundamental part of just being human. I would encourage people that have a very negative opinion about trans people to go watch a channel like Soft White Underbelly. I don't know if you're familiar with it. They interview people who are often at very just dark places in their life. And there was an interview with this young trans woman who was 19. They interviewed her twice. And beautiful girl, came from a horrible family, was horribly abused, ran away, and is now a heroin-addicted prostitute.
When did you start working as a sex worker?
11 years old.
These are the people that the sort of foster care advocacy people that were at the event where Nancy Mace was allegedly attacked. These are the people who need help in society, who are going to suffer the most by people like Nancy Mace stirring up hatred against them. When you watch a channel like Soft White Underbelly, you really see the effect that human beings have on other human beings' lives. The ability of human beings to destroy someone vulnerable. And everyone who watches that channel and goes, "Oof, thank goodness that's not my life." It could have been. All right. Because here's the thing about being human. We all have different levels of being sensitive to things in the world. Some people can handle stuff that other people just can't, or can handle it more easily. Some people are a lot more sensitive, have been through a lot more painful things in life, and don't have the tools to cope with it, and will end up getting addicted to drugs, having a very hard life because they're trying to cope with things that they don't have the emotional tools to cope with because of their circumstances. And if you've been born in a different family, or to a more abusive parent, or whatever it may be, you'd probably be on that channel too. I think as human beings, it's all good to remember that from time to time, and to remember that there are more important things in life than getting on Fox News, Nancy Mace.